Why was Pablo Picasso arrested? Why was golf banned in Scotland? What makes this Brazilian island so deadly? Find the shocking answers to many more such twisted questions in this episode of The Twisted Quest. Let's get started.
10,
In 1911, the world was stunned when the Mona Lisa vanished from the Louvre. As authorities scrambled for suspects, guess whose name popped up on their list? None other than Pablo Picasso. The legendary artist who had a past connection to stolen art was briefly taken into custody. However, the real culprit was Vincenzo Peruggia, a former Louvre employee. His modus operandi? He had simply walked out of the Louvre with Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece hidden under his coat. The Mona Lisa remained missing for 2 years until Peruggia was caught trying to sell it. Ironically, the theft boosted the painting's fame, proving that sometimes even crime can come as a blessing in disguise.
9,
Camping out with friends on an uninhabited island might seem like a fascinating idea. But not if that island happens to be Ilha da Queimada Grande, better known as Snake Island. This Brazilian island is home to thousands of golden lancehead vipers, whose venom is so potent it can melt human flesh, which is a pretty solid reason why the Brazilian government has banned tourists from visiting the place. The island was cut off from the mainland thousands of years ago, forcing the snakes to evolve extra-lethal venom to quickly kill migratory birds, their only prey. If Robinson Crusoe had found himself a castaway on this island, Daniel Defoe's adventure novel would have been a very short story.
8,
If you thought this was always Apple's logo, think again. It actually started life on an apple tree with a famous scientist sitting under it, pondering over the laws of gravity. Yes, Apple's first logo, designed in 1976 by co-founder Ronald Wayne, featured Isaac Newton sitting under an apple tree. Its intricate design included a banner reading Apple Computer Company. While it paid homage to science, Steve Jobs found it too complex for branding. In 1977, Apple switched to the now iconic bitten Apple logo, designed by Rob Janoff, which embraced simplicity. Apple's branding evolution reflects its journey from visionary roots to sleek innovation. Watch this video till the end for a bonus fun fact about Apple's logo.
7,
Who comes to mind when you think of James Bond? Sean Connery, Daniel Craig, maybe Pierce Brosnan or Roger Moore. Some might even recall George Lazenby and Timothy Dalton, who each played the world's most famous secret agent just once or twice. But here's a twist. British actor David Niven also portrayed 007 in the 1967 film Casino Royale. Unlike the usual Bond thrillers, this film was a parody of Ian Fleming's novel, with Niven as Sir James Bond, a retired British spy forced back into action against the criminal organization SMERSH. Adding to the chaos, the film featured multiple characters using the name James Bond to mislead SMERSH, a Bond film unlike any other.
6,
The world's tallest statue, the Statue of Unity in India, which attracts millions of visitors, is dedicated to India's first Deputy Prime Minister, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. But what did he do to earn such a monumental honor? Well, how about uniting and integrating? Not a handful, not a few dozen, but a mind-boggling 562 small kingdoms or princely states within independent India. Can you imagine the sheer scale and audacity of such a nation-building project? Well, Patel executed it with near perfection. Standing 182 meters or 597 feet tall, the Statue of Unity is constructed using 70,000 tons of cement, 12,000 bronze panels, and a whopping 25,000 tons of steel, a fitting tribute to the Iron Man of India.
5,
While trending hashtags on social media are a somewhat recent phenomenon, you might be surprised to know the history of the hash symbol itself. It was originally introduced by engineers at Bell Telephone Laboratories in the 1960s. They called it an octothorpe. Octo for its 8 points, and thorpe, possibly in tribute to Olympic gold medalist Jim Thorpe, or an Old Norse word for field. Bell Labs added the octothorpe or hash key to telephone keypads alongside the asterisk. While the hash symbol has become a staple in programming, social media, and pop culture today, The word octothorpe itself has faded away into obscurity. To be honest, it was a rather clunky word anyway. Imagine saying octothorpe love instead of #love.
4,
Harry Potter fans are familiar with the Hogwarts Express featured in the Potter films, but not many would know that the Hogwarts Express is actually the Jacobite steam train in real life, which runs through the Scottish Highlands. This vintage locomotive travels between Fort William and Mallaig, offering breathtaking views of lochs, mountains, and waterfalls. One of its most iconic moments is crossing the Glenfinnan Viaduct, featured in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, where Harry and Ron fly over it in a stolen Ford Anglia. The Jacobite steam train's carriages and engine were used in multiple films, making it a must-see for Potter fans and railway enthusiasts alike.
3,
If you love golf, this will shock you. Golf is believed to have originated in Scotland, but in 1457, Scotland's King James II banned it, not because he disliked the sport, but because it was distracting soldiers from archery practice. With England looming as a military threat, archery was crucial for defense. But the Scots were too busy perfecting their swings instead of their aim. The ban was repeated in 1471 and 1491, proving that golfers weren't exactly obeying royal orders. Despite these efforts, golf survived, and centuries later, Scotland is now home to some of the world's most famous golf courses, proving that not even a king can, well, handicap an avid golfer for too long.
2,
TV remote controls have a terrible habit of getting lost or misplaced, but they'd have had no such problem in the distant past. Because, believe it or not, the earliest version of the TV remote was not wireless. Instead, it was connected to the TV by a long cable, allowing viewers to control the TV without leaving their couch. Introduced in 1950 by Zenith Electronics, it was called Lazy Bones, a name that perfectly captured its target customer profile. While revolutionary at the time, Lazy Bones had one major flaw: people kept tripping over the cable. This prompted Zenith to develop the first wireless remote in 1955. While people no longer trip over a TV remote, they're now forced to play hide-and-seek with it.
1,
Sunsets are beautiful, aren't they? They're often brilliant shades of red and yellow. But have you wondered how sunsets look on Mars? Well, on the red planet, sunsets actually appear blue. This is due to the fact that the atmosphere on Mars carries fine dust particles that allow blue light to pass through more efficiently while blocking red and yellow hues. This phenomenon, called Mai scattering, creates a cool-toned sunset, contrasting with Mars's usual reddish-brown sky. NASA's Perseverance and Curiosity rovers have captured stunning images of these ethereal blue sunsets. Surprised? Well, what shouldn't surprise you is that the sun appears smaller when viewed from Mars, simply because the planet is farther from it than Earth. Here's your bonus fun fact. Remember the evolution of Apple's logo from an image of Newton under an apple tree to the simple bitten apple? Do you know why this apple has a bite taken out of it? The bite was added to ensure that the apple would be easily recognizable even at a small scale. Which of these facts completely blew your mind? Drop a comment below. And if you're still hungry for more, check out this next video. It'll knock your socks off. But before that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an episode of The Twisted Quest. Stay curious, stay inspired.